Alana.
Yes?
If we ever get married,
Uh-huh.
I will be able to invite one less person than I thought.
I don't think we should go into it, but I'll just say that someone someone that we both know has this thing about weddings.
Someone I know a lot better than
A lot better than me, yeah.
Like, a lot better.
A lot better.
And I did not know that they had such an aversion to weddings until I checked my text messages last night before going to bed.
And I commented by saying that I like going to weddings as long as I'm close to the person. If I'm invited, I'm kind of tagging along and I'm going to somebody's wedding that I don't even know, then I don't want to go.
I get it. It's more fun for women. I don't always enjoy going to weddings, but I also look at it like the day isn't really about me as much as it's for
the couple.
And if I'm close enough to the couple to where they want to share their day with me, then I should be willing to go there. Yeah. Now, within reason, right?
Yeah, and be thankful that they even invited you.
One of my best friends is from India, which is important because he got married a few years ago and the wedding was going to be in India. And it wasn't like a last minute thing, but I did only have, I think, 6 months notice. Plus there was plans at the time to do an American version of it. So I didn't go to his wedding. Yeah. But it made sense at the time. It wasn't like I was blowing my friend off.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I think within reason, you should go to the people in your life who mean something to you.
Right.
If they're having a wedding. Yeah. Now, that can also get complicated if you think that the couple is a bad match and they're always fighting.
Yeah, and you can't support them for whatever reason. That's totally different.
Right. But if that's not an issue, or at least doesn't appear to be, then man up. They say nut up or shut up and go to the wedding.
No, I say put up or shut up.
Oh.
I never heard of your version of it, but I've always heard put up or shut up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you made that one up, Bob.
Irregardless of that, if we ever do get married, there will be one less person there. But I just want to do, if whoever I get married to, I just want to go to the justice of the peace, get it done, and then maybe have like a big dinner with friends or go to the beach.
The justice of the peace is definitely a quick, ceremony for sure. Mm-hmm. And if we ended up getting married, at least let me have a reception.
Uh-oh. I just thought of something, babes.
Uh-oh.
What if we break up and you find some other guy who's, of course, not as good as this, but, you're settling if you're not with me.
Oh, my goodness. Go on.
So you decide to get married, and you don't invite me for obvious reasons, but you decide to reach out and invite my friend who hates weddings.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Maybe some weird revenge thing.
Yeah, I'll get back at you by inviting the one less friend you want at a wedding. That wouldn't make any sense, although that would be kind of a funny thing for a sitcom, I think. That's pretty funny.
Thank you, babes. And now I have one less reason to have a big wedding.
Oh my goodness.
So think about that, babes.
This is so far down the road.
I know. I have no plans to get married.
Not at this time, anyway.
No.
But you never know, Bubs. You might change your mind.
I'm not anti-marriage, babes. I'm just at this point in time. I'm not like one of those people who's middle-aged and has been divorced and always talks about how I hate weddings. Or one of those...
Or one of those, like, spinsters.
Yeah, or one of those guys who's never been in a serious relationship at 50 and says, I'm never going to get in a relationship. I'll never get married. I'm not one of those people.
Oh, okay. You're not a never married. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. Come on. Let's be reasonable here.
No. I always thought about getting married. I always thought about getting married ever since I was very young.
Neither of my parents ever got married. Now, they were common law husband and wife because of the way Oregon state law worked back in the day.
But typically they never got married. I mean, if you really want to be honest, yes, it may have looked like it in the books, but they actually didn't get married.
Let's analyze this.
Oh, no. Do we have to?
Yes, because you're dating me, so... Okay. If you're living together and having sex, and not married, that's considered a sin, right?
It's called living in sin, pretty much, yeah.
Living in sin.
Playing house, living in sin, whatever you want to call it.
Let's call it playing house, but let's call it living in sin now, but outside the podcast, we'll call it playing house. But okay, so you're living in sin, but let's say you live in a state where they have these common law situations. So after 5 years of living with somebody, now I know it varies from state to state, but you're technically married, depending on where you live and the time and everything. I know some states it's less, some it's more, but let's say 5 years. So for those first 5 years you're living in sin, following the state deciding that you are now married, I know you still have to repent for those first 5 years, but what about after that? Are you considered married in the eyes of God?
No,
because the state said it?
No, because God's law is different than a state's law, and even though a state legalizes that, in the eyes of God, that's still not a marriage.
Oh, really?
Of course not.
Okay, interesting.
Well, you see, okay, maybe I should explain it a little bit more to kind of clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's so many instances about marriage and the institution of marriage, what we talked about in the Bible, where a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, right? So in that one scripture I quoted, they become one flesh once they actually legally marry, and just because a state says it's legal, that doesn't necessarily make it legal by God's standards.
By the way,
yes.
I have a little bit of libertarian beliefs in me. I don't think that there should be common law marriages. I think the state should stay out of that aspect of marriage. Now, if somebody wants to go down to the justice of the peace and do it, but I don't think the state should say you've lived with each other so long now you're married.
And they decide that you're married.
Yeah, but it is that way, at least on record. So a second question I have for you. If somebody goes down to the justice and the peace and gets married, are they married in the eyes of the Lord?
Yes, they are, because because a judge can legally marry someone just as much as a pastor can legally marry someone. If there's someone that can legally marry, then of course they're going to be married. But if a state says, "Hey, it's been 5 to 7 years, we think that you're married," even though they know for sure that they don't have a marriage certificate or whatever it is. I think you're right. I think the state should not decide whether you're married or not. I think the couple has the right to either get married at the justice of the peace or have a traditional wedding at a church or wherever they have a wedding. And I would agree with you on that.
I don't know if this is true, but when I was living, I shouldn't phrase it like that. From my perspective, this is true, right? Mm-hmm. When I was living in Colorado, a friend told me that the laws were so strict as far as common law marriage goes there that if you lived with a member of the opposite sex for, I think it was more than 6 months, you were considered legally married if it was just the two of you in an apartment or house. Now, she may have gotten that wrong.
6 months? That's insane.
It's possible she got that incorrect, or it's also could be to where she heard it incorrectly, the laws have changed since then. But that's what I was told.
6 months?
Yeah.
That's insane. Mm-hmm. What if you wanted to kick that person out after 6 months?
I know.
I mean, this is why the state should. I mean, you are right. This is why the state shouldn't get involved in as far as deciding
common law stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree.
It's interesting because there are some libertarians who lean more lib and some who lean more conservative.
I never understood the whole libertarian position. I never got it.
I think it's just they want less government.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of to me, it's kind of like a slippery slope, I guess.
Well, I look at it like this. I want less government, but what do you mean when you say that? Do you mean that you want less funding to roads and schools, or do you mean that you want less funding to militaries and less crazy common law things?
Or do you want the government to not meddle in your health care, or do you want the government to, I don't know, whatever it is, yeah.
Well, the government we should have a better healthcare system in this country, in my opinion. But that's where I speak. I don't speak for Alana Jaylo.
No, you don't, and I have a totally different opinion.
Hey, get what the hell? Get what if we?
I never said that.
Charge everybody through the.
I just said it should be private, and the state shouldn't get involved in it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Government shouldn't get involved in it.
I wish I knew how your words got misinterpreted, but
it's not a one size fits all thing. That's what I'm trying to say is with the government, it should never be a one size fits all thing. And in certain cases, each individual state has to decide on how to handle certain things.
It's crazy to me that now people are starting to come out against free lunch in schools.
Well, okay, so No.
Go ahead.
No. This is another thing where the government, I think, should stay out of, because yes, there are schools that provide lunch, and I understand that some families are really poor, but then that means that the students have to eat whatever they give them. There are some parents that feel that, well, my child, I pack a lunch for my child. I should decide on what my child eats, not you.
Now, listen, I don't have kids. I have a nephew, but he lives on the opposite side of the country. I have never heard of a school district in this country where you go to lunch and you're not allowed to eat the lunch that your parents.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Okay, Michelle Obama, and the reason why I'm mentioning her is because she started this Keep It Moving initiative, right? Mm-hmm. Remember? But that also involves having lunches in school to where the kids, if they do eat lunch, they have to eat whatever they serve. And it's making it's in turn, oh, sorry.
That's right.
It's in turn, I feel, forcing parents to adhere to what the school wants to give them. And I honestly don't think that schools should be in charge of what kids eat. I think if their parents are able to provide for their kids and they are able to make them healthy lunches, then by all means, pack them a lunch. But I don't think that schools should get involved in the health of kids. I really don't.
I'm going to have to check into that. That doesn't sound...
Yes, you should check into that because it's been reported on when Obama was in office.
But was it like just somebody who hated Obama?
No. You have to check this out.
Okay.
This isn't just because,
he's a black guy who became president and actually pulled himself from his bootstraps.
It has nothing to do with any skin color.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the schools choosing whatever kids eat and the parents feeling that they don't have a say. Okay, it has nothing to do with skin color. That's besides the point. But I know the left likes to make it that. I know the left likes to play the race card whenever they want to.
I'm going to bring up a quick point, and then we can move on.
No, I don't think so.
You do realize that nobody ever questions whether George W. Bush was born in this country, or Trump, or even Clinton, or Carter, if you want to go.
Think about this, though.
Or, go ahead.
Obama kind of appeared out of nowhere. Okay? We didn't know a lot about Obama until we found that he was campaigning to be president. We didn't know that at one time he lived in Hawaii, and he had a father that was from Kenya. His mother was from the U.S., I think his stepfather was like from Indonesia or something. I think he might even have some in him. I can't remember. But we didn't know a lot of things about this senator that was living in Chicago.
Can I make a counter argument?
Not really.
All right, well, I'm going to. We didn't know, but the information was out there. He wrote a book back in the 90s called Dreams from Our Father, where he talks about this in great detail.
But that came out much later.
No, that came out in the 90s, babes. It didn't become a huge success until he was running for president, but the book was out there.
I'm just saying. I mean, we didn't know a lot about his policies because people were so focused on his skin color. And when I mean people, I mean reporters that all they want to talk about was what was on his iPod and what kind of burger he liked or whatever.
Okay, so let's analyze this a little bit.
I thought we were going to...
We're going to be done with this soon, but just let me insert some lefty... And by the way, I am not an Obama fan.
Okay.
Like, let's make that clear. The dude pushed for drone strikes, and I know that Trump did it too, but it really became more of a thing under Obama. And George W. Bush did as well. War didn't end under Obama. And I'm not just saying war in general, but the wars that we were in didn't end under Obama, right?
After he said that we were going to get out of it.
He made George W. Bush's tax cuts permanent. He's gone a long way to rehabilitating the image of George W. Bush. So I'm not a fan of his. But I think just questioning his heritage is a little bit too... It's a step too far.
I don't think so. I think that people have the right to question whoever is in office, whether you agree with their politics or not.
Yeah, but the evidence is there where he's from.
There is no. I think that there. Okay,
right.
I really don't want to go down.
We can drop it. We can drop it. But you're gonna have to give me a kiss if we're gonna drop it.
No.
Yeah, if you want to drop it, you're giving me a kiss.
Why?
Because I want a kiss, and you need one because you're worked up. Because you worked yourself up.
No. Okay.
Bring back the Southern man.
Ah!
Bringing back.
Okay.
Southern pride.
I'm gonna get your feet.
No, that's okay, babes. Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. Now we're awake.
Now we're awake.
Well, I've been awake for a while.
I know.
So have you.
We had problems sleeping last night. At one point, I hear you get up, but I was already kind of awake.
I had to go to the bathroom.
I know. I just said I was already kind of awake, babes. It wasn't like you woke me up.
Well, what time was that?
I'm guessing around 3 a.m.
No, it wasn't 3 because I didn't get up at 3.
Okay, well,
I was asleep. I got up like
very early.
I got up like physically got up at about it might have been after 7.
No, but you got up earlier.
Oh, I went to the bathroom, I think it was, but that wasn't even at 3 o'clock. That was before I went to bed.
No, babes. After you went to bed, you fell asleep. And then at some point during the night, you got up to use the bathroom.
That was the only time.
It wasn't. I'm telling you, babes.
No. It was both. I know when I woke up and went to the bathroom.
Okay. Well, in that case, I had a hallucination that you got up and used the bathroom at around 3 a.m.
No, I did not.
Oh, I'm telling you from my perspective, I had a hallucination, even though last night I wasn't on anything. Except for this drug called love. Maybe you've heard of it.
Oh my goodness.
It's very legal, but I'm sure it'll become illegal someday. But I must have had hallucinated that you got up in the middle of the night.
I think you were just hearing things. Yes.
You didn't get up at all.
I did not. I know for sure I didn't get up at all. I know on Friday night, I may have gotten up once before I got up in the morning.
Here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. We're going to do this. I'm going to sound like a psychopath, and like 3 hours later, you're going to be like, "Oh, Bob, actually, you remember getting up."
No, I'm serious. I only got up one time.
Okay. Well, in any event,
it doesn't really matter.
I had a hallucination that you got up in the middle of the night, and I had problems sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we.
Well, if it wasn't real, then it was just in my head.
It was in your head.
Okay, babes. But in any event, I had trouble.
But you're not quazy.
Yes. So then you actually get up.
Yes.
Come back to bed, and you say, "I'm gonna go to sleep." So I pull out.
I tried to go to
a
sleep.
book, and like 5 minutes later, I'm here like, "I'm not going back to bed, Bobby."
Well, I couldn't sleep. I was just like, "Oh, I'm already awake."
Oh.
I'm gonna make us some cocoa.
Oh, it's good, babes. That was really good.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm glad we had that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to buy more because pretty soon, and not quite yet, but soon, it's gonna get colder.
Mm-hmm.
And I want something warm to drink to warm me up in the morning. And when you come over, and you want some cocoa in the afternoon or something.
Yes. That'd be an interesting name for a book, Cocoa in the Afternoon.
Yeah.
It could be about this man who works with cocoa leaves in South America.
Oh my goodness.
And he smuggles them into the U.S., hides them at his girlfriend's house, and in the afternoon he goes over to her place to, refine them. I don't know.
No, I meant cocoa, not coca.
Okay.
Not coca leaves.
Anyways, babes.
Cocoa. Like cocoa beans.
he's dyslexic, so he thinks that it's pronounced Coco. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my badness.
All right.
Jaylo.
Yes?
You read a little bit more of Ready Player One. What are you thinking of this book so far?
It's really interesting. I'm at the part where he's explaining about his virtual reality of the Oasis and going to one of the Oasis schools, which is like all over the world apparently in this book.
Mm-hmm.
And all they have to do is cut and paste software. It's great. And how his avatar still has bullies. The childish the insult, the more recognition he gets. That's kind of funny, actually. So he's explaining how he was in public school until 6th grade, and then he applied for the Oasis school and got in. And that he had his hideout that was an abandoned van, which I thought was kind of interesting because technology is advanced in 2045 in this book. But where he is in the van, which has shoddy technology, but he's able to rig a bicycle. So it almost sounds like the technology is updated, or outdated rather.
Yeah.
And he has to update this and use whatever he has. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Like, his technology is really good in the laundry room for the most part, but the technology in the van, his hideout, is not so great, so he has to rig it.
You know what I just thought of as you told me this?
What?
I've explored this idea before, but everybody wants to move towards cloud computing and cloud storage. At the same time, they're making files bigger and bigger.
Uh-huh.
So 15 years ago, you might have a average length movie that's maybe 800 megabytes.
Uh-huh.
Now they'll be like 2 gigabytes.
Right.
So you're making files bigger and you want us to move to the cloud, and companies like Verizon are clamping down on how much internet you can use per month. So how is that going to reconcile itself?
I know. And so I don't know. I mean, how does the cloud technology essentially work to store stuff? Because I don't understand it. Do you understand it?
I understand a rough idea, which is you upload it to a bunch of servers and they hold it. And then when you want to access it, you just log into whatever service you're using.
Like SoundCloud.
Yeah, and those servers associated with that company will hold it for you.
Okay.
But I don't understand all the technology behind it.
I don't understand. I don't get it, because if Apple, for example, is saying, timing you on how much internet you should use, right? Mm-hmm. Or how long you should be on it.
It's more like the ISP providers, but I hear what you're saying.
Then how... Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't understand.
At some point, that's going to come to a head.
Okay.
But I love it when big companies fight each other, so... It's
going to be interesting to watch, I guess.
Yeah. What's that thing George Carlin used to say? It's like, I think he was asked after the Branch Davidian shootout. Koresh? Yeah, and he,
in the compound, yeah.
Yeah, and he said something to the effect, and of course I'm going to butcher it. Anytime you have religious fanatics fighting the government, it's usually a good thing.
Yeah, well, he was a crazy person.
David Koresh.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
I always wondered, though, I wonder if there's like a main server where all the internet comes from.
No,
it's so huge.
It's spread out. It has to be. There are servers, I would assume, in every major city. Not only on this continent, but in others. I could be wrong with that.
What's really interesting to me, like if you're living in the boonies, in a state, or whatever state, like somewhere in the South maybe, and you're living in the boonies and there's only like 2 internet providers.
Well, that's the way it is here. It doesn't have to be the boonies. Where I live, I only have access to 2 providers.
Oh, really?
Getting back, I don't want to get too political. And I'm not a libertarian, but I subscribe to some of their ideas. This is where some of them go wrong. Mm-hmm. They say the government shouldn't handle anything and it'd be up to big businesses. Mm-hmm. Well, when you have that, you have situations like we do now with the internet, where companies like Verizon, for example, almost have a monopoly on internet service, right? Yeah, because you can make the argument...
Comcast, yeah.
Yeah. You can make the argument, well, okay, I could live in a place with 2 internet providers, but instead of 1, but is that really a choice?
Right.
You know.
Right, yeah.
So I do think that there needs to be more regulation and opportunity for competition.
I was wondering something, because in Ready Player One, and of course they don't talk about this, but because he lives, Wade Watts, the main character, lives in a place called the Stacks, a stack of mobile homes, which sounds really, really depressing. I wonder how that's like if everybody in the world, in their universe, if you'd call it that, in their world is on this oasis and they're pretty much living their lives online. I wonder how slow that is.
Yeah, because there's been instances within the last few years where Netflix has crashed.
Oh, wow.
Now, they usually get it back up within a couple hours, right? Mm-hmm. But that goes to show you that we have difficulties with that type of stuff.
We do. We haven't... because I remember when I was living with 4 other people, a lot of times during the day, if I was on the internet, it would get slow. And it wasn't because of me, it was because there were several people using it.
They do mention in Ready Player One that if you want the fastest connection to the Oasis, you should probably live in, I forgot where, someplace in Ohio, because that's where the Oasis company is actually located. So you'll be as close to their servers as possible.
That makes sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. But now that I have my own place, it's great because I don't have to share it with anybody.
You're right.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have to share my router with anybody.
Okay.
Even though people are using it over the, in the building, it hasn't crashed on me, so I'm glad.
They're using your router?
No. Using the internet in general.
Oh.
In the building.
Nice. This was over 10 years ago. Uh-huh. I had a neighbor with an open Wi-Fi connection. So, for a year, I didn't pay for internet.
I remember you told me that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad your neighbor didn't find out.
This was a long time ago. I may be making this up.
And what happened? Remember, I won't mention your friend's name.
Go ahead.
But you told me that funny story about your friend saying that something about a password.
Oh, I've told that here. That was when a friend of mine was dumpster diving and they found a laptop.
Yeah.
And the password, the guy hadn't logged out. Mm-hmm. And he said, I think he had a clue for his password and it was his date of birth. So since he hadn't logged out, they go to his Facebook page and check it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I talked about that here.
No, it was another thing. It wasn't that. It was when he lived not that far away from you or something, and he said, I could give you my password to get on the internet.
Oh, okay. I got the stories mixed up. Now I know what you're talking about. I love this friend. They used to teach technology, so they should have known better, because this was after that. And we're having dinner one time. It's me, him, some friends, and his girlfriend, who was a horrible person. Now, if he would have married this woman, I would not have shown up to the wedding.
Okay.
But anyways,
all right,
this isn't a bad mouth.
Well, it's probably a good thing I did briefly. Anyway, go on.
Well, yeah. Anyways,
we're
having dinner, and there's some drinks involved. And I say,
how did I know that?
Oh my goodness, because I told you the story before.
Yes, I know.
And I'm explaining to him, I got a call about my internet, blah, 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 blah. This is so horrible. And he's like, well, bro, I could just give you my password and you could use my internet. And I'm like, I really appreciate that, but you live 3 miles away from me. So here's a question. Uh-huh. I don't want to necessarily turn this back into weddings.
Oh, jeez.
But what do you do when somebody you care about is dating a horrible human being, like my friend was? The one who I just mentioned.
I honestly think that you should stay out of it unless necessary.
I agree.
Because some people just like to talk and say, oh, you shouldn't date this person because I don't like them. Okay, well, why don't you like them? Mm-hmm. That happened to me where I honestly think maybe they may have been concerned for me. But at the time when I was in my early 20s, I was, at the time, this is before my wig.
That's right. You're allowed to have a life before me.
Well, before I met you, I was seriously in love with this guy. Okay. And Thank goodness I never married the guy, because he would have been a horrible husband. Anyway, I was, I was very much blinded by love and all that. There were stars in my eyes and all that stuff. And at the time, I just thought, you guys are trying to mess with my relationship. You guys have no lives, whoever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't want to hear it. I personally think that if it's really necessary, then I honestly think that you should get the couple together and talk it out with them, or at least talk to the guy or the girl, whoever you're closer to.
This is so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I have a friend who's dating somebody who I think is a really bad person,
yeah,
I try not to mention it. And whenever the bad person comes up, I usually try to either remain quiet or shift the conversation away from them.
Right.
Because I have known a lot of guys, and maybe it's because I'm a guy, right? So I look at this from a different perspective, but I know a lot of guys who get really defensive whenever somebody even slightly criticizes their girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And something else that has been making me think about this over the last day. There is a new, I guess you would call it like an oral biography on Anthony Bourdain that came out like a week ago, written by his former assistants.
Right.
And, they tell stories about him in the book, and he was a great guy, but he had his flaws.
Yes.
All this type of stuff.
And we all do. Yes.
Yeah. And I was a fan of his.
Yeah.
It's a really good book if you're an Anthony Bourdain fan. But one of the things it talked about was maybe a year and a half before he died. I hope I'm getting the timeline right. Year and a half to 2 years before he passed away. He got in this relationship that sounded very toxic, if you read what's in the book.
The girl was cray and wouldn't stop stalking him?
No, it's not that the woman wouldn't stop stalking him. It's that his relationship became all about his new love. So, for example, he made her a director on his TV program.
Wow.
He fired his DP, who was very important on the set of a TV show.
Really?
That he had known for like 12 years because his girlfriend had a dispute with this guy.
Wow.
He stopped talking to certain people in his life.
So in other words, she was in a way controlling and dictating where his life was going.
That's what the narrative of the book will have you believe.
Wow, that's terrible.
Now, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to sound kind of conservative on this.
That's okay.
But even more so than you, I think.
Really? You might be surprised. Go on.
Well, I've known many men in my life who dated women who I think are horrible. And who I just cannot stand being around. Right? But I always find it a little bit wrong. And that's not the best verbiage, but that's the word that comes to my head. When people say, well, this guy is so great, but his girlfriend is making him a bad person. Because I always think to myself, well, this man is an adult. And therefore, yeah, his girlfriend is horrible, but it's on him to leave her. She's not making him a bad person. She's the excuse this guy needs to be a bad person.
Yeah,
Does that make any sense?
I have a hard time with that too, because some people say, well, this woman was a bad influence, but what about the guy? I mean, the guy could have left her. The girl could have left him. Now, I understand with domestic violence domestic violence things.
Yeah.
That's not always easy. And there are times where girls try to leave, but the guy finds a way to rope her in.
Yep.
So that's a different thing, because sometimes it's hard for her to do that, and they're undermined. He wants to control this girl's mind. That's different if she really can't leave. But if they know they're a horrible person and they know it, and it's
they're just not leaving.
They're just not leaving them. That's on them to do that.
At what point should you call somebody an enabler instead of a victim?
Absolutely.
Right. And just because somebody's your friend doesn't mean that they're not an enabler. I don't want to cast shade on Anthony Bourdain or his friends.
Yeah.
Because it's my experience as the reader. But it felt like they were making excuses for him in the book. And partially, again, it goes back to, I've known so many guys like this, to where this is the case. And it made me think, it left me with a weird taste in my mouth. Like, it keeps going back to this idea in my head of anybody can become guilty of this, right? So anybody can... Anthony Bourdain, I know you're not a big fan of his.
Right.
From what I can tell, seemed like a very intelligent, grounded person. Now, obviously, I have my own perspectives. But how many times have each of us known people in our lives, for real, who seem grounded and like they're with it?
But in one area
is just completely out of control.
Exactly. But here's another thing I've been thinking about. I just thought about this just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
We can only imagine what the person who is completely in love with a horrible person is going through. Because we don't know the relationship behind closed doors. You know, or it could be that there's a couple that look really, really good on the outside, but behind closed doors is a total mess.
Exactly.
Or, like, they either know the person is a horrible person, or... Oh, I just lost my idea.
They just look the other way.
They look the other way, or there's another thought I had, and I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. Let me think here.
Uh-oh.
You know, a lot of people would describe it as some type of addiction, and I think there is some truth to it, because some doctors and scientists have said that when you love someone, if it gets out of control, it's almost like a drug addiction. And
not to keep picking on Anthony Bourdain, but I did just read the book yesterday. His friend said, or at least the impression I got from them, was they thought that his last relationship was sort of an extension of his addictive personality.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, at what point does a person say, you know what, I've had enough?
Yeah.
This is really toxic for me. I mean, I had to come to that conclusion myself. Yes, people were trying to... I felt at the time that people were trying to meddle, and maybe they were really concerned. But they didn't know how to show it.
Yeah, I think we've all been in toxic relationships. But I think one thing I've hopefully never been guilty of... And maybe somebody will call me on my shit, so it's possible I have been.
Well, if it's out there, they probably will.
and not only that, but they should, right? In this particular case.
Yeah.
I've been in toxic relationships where it was the other person who was toxic, and I've been in toxic relationships to where it's mostly my fault, if we're going to be honest.
Oh, I just remembered what I was thinking. I'm sorry, but finish your thought.
Okay. But one thing I don't think I've ever been guilty of is being an asshole and consistently blaming it on the person that I'm with. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been in a bad relationship and used that as an excuse to be a bad friend.
Right, exactly.
And if I have, call me out on my shit. Like, go with your point, babes.
Okay, like, if a person says, oh, you shouldn't be dating this person. Like, for example, if a guy goes up to a girl and says, hey, you shouldn't be dating this person because this person is horrible, are they really doing it because the person's really horrible, or are they doing it because they want to get with a girl?
Oh, I disagree. I think maybe that happens, but I think overall people want to say that because they want to save their friend and they want to save their friendships.
I'll say, okay, so I'm not going to mention this person's name because that's not important.
And I get freaked out by that stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But there were situations where the same person who was a guy has said, oh, this person's horrible for you. Right? But I had this idea that the reason why, this feeling that this person was saying this, is the reason why is because they wanted to get with me, and it wasn't because they thought this person was horrible. And I wonder how many times it's happened to women.
I'm sure that does happen, and maybe more to women. Honestly, I haven't been, maybe this is why I'm so judgmental towards other guys, because I do have female friends. I've never been in a situation where I felt a female friend of mine was dating somebody who was trying to ruin our friendship. But I've had it with male friends, and I've had it with people, men in my family. So maybe that's why my perception is a little bit skewed.
Okay. That's only happened with that one person and nobody else.
Oh, no, that's happened with other people.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, you, okay.
Yeah. This one person who will not be named has said, "Oh, this person's horrible for you, but I want you to give me a chance." And yes. I think that's toxic.
Oh.
I think that could be toxic. But I wonder how many times it's happened to other women.
Yes. I don't know, babes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think when girls say it, it can seem like to a woman that they're meddling. If a guy says it, it could be that they're concerned or they want to. I mean, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Either they're really concerned or they really want to get with the girl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway.
Well, good, babe.
I personally think, Bubs.
Go ahead.
If something like that happens again, and you meet someone's girlfriend, whoever your friends are dating.
Yeah.
And you don't like this person, I personally think because you've seen it so much, maybe you should have like a heart-to-heart with that guy.
Oh, I don't think so. I think most guys are so crazy that they'll cut out their friends for a woman who they just met.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Well, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Has anybody ever come up to you, any of your guy friends ever come up to you or female friends and said, you are really dating, and I'm not talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about other people. Like, why are you dating that person?
Oh, of course.
And how did you receive it?
I listened. I don't want this to sound like, oh, Rick is such a great listener and he has no flaws, because that's not the case. Right. However, I think in this particular area, I'm a little bit more involved than most people. And believe me, again, that doesn't mean in every area of my life, but in this area, I'm able to accept criticism, and I don't think most guys are.
No, they know a lot of them just get really defensive, and they're like, shut up, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. I hate to say that in this situation, it's best to go the passive aggressive route, but for real, I think if you want to maintain a friendship, sometimes you have to do that. Yeah.
Now the one woman that I can say that has really made me think about a relationship, and this was an ex-teacher of mine that will not be mentioned.
Okay.
But the way that she said it, she was concerned, but she didn't specify a lot of things.
Yeah.
She was concerned. She mentioned things, but she didn't say the person's name.
Oh.
She specified it. She said things like he doesn't look like he takes care of himself. Really watch out for that. The way that, like when she only met him one time, the guy that is in question.
Yeah.
Only met him one time, and already she had this, but she didn't like over, she wasn't overly opinionated.
Interesting.
She just said, well, just think about this. This person doesn't really take care of himself, and you do. When I met him the first time, he seemed really domineering. Like he was taking over, like he was trying to control me.
Yeah. And
I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Oh.
But I was actually thinking about those things too. So it wasn't like she was overly opinionated, but she brought some things out where I'm like, oh, you know what? She gave me good advice before.
Nice.
But she wasn't like over opinionated where I'm just like, you're meddling too much.
Nice.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah. I think it's all in the approach too.
And I could just be really bad at approaching people with this type of stuff, which is why I think it's a good idea not to do it.
And it's hard for me to explain it because you don't know this person.
Yeah.
But she has given me, even if it was like advice on a little thing, she has given me good advice.
Oh, good.
And I didn't always agree with her, but on those types of things, yeah, she's given me good advice.
Nice. Well, I'm happy for you, babes.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess my point being is that maybe you should consider your approach.
Maybe. Right. So I want to also clarify. Right now in my life, I don't have anybody who's dating any weirdos.
Oh, that's good.
So but it came up, because of the Bourdain book and we were talking story.
Yeah.
And you brought up a friend of mine who was in a weird relationship.
Okay.
A story of when he was in a weird relationship.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything where I had a friend who was dating someone that I didn't like. It was more like I knew of someone who was dating my friend, and the friend in question wasn't exactly didn't really have a good history of picking treating guys well and picking the right guys.
And so you would pull the guys aside and be like, get out.
Well, no.
Get out while you still can.
There was a guy that I'll just mention this really quick and we can get
because we're getting in the weeds.
I remember there was a guy that I was talking to that I found out that he was dating one of my friends, which I thought was very strange because he's not the kind of guy that she would date. And knowing her history, he's the kind of guy that every time I would, and I haven't talked to him in a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm not really, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but anyway, he's the kind of guy that gets in very deep, and before he knows it, he's engaged, or he gets engaged.
Oh, one of those.
Nice guy, wears his heart on his sleeve, but shouldn't be engaged to anyone unless he really wants to marry this person. Found out he proposed to my friend, got engaged to her, and he was explaining how he wanted the wedding to go, and I said, I really want you to be careful, okay? Because you're not the kind of guy that she dates. I didn't really get into details.
Yes.
I said, you are not the kind of guy that she dates. And I think that's all I put at that. Because I knew she's a friend, but I knew what kind of guys that she dated, and I know what she does to guys. And I wanted him to know that you really have to be careful about this one.
Nice. But
I never had a situation where I was talking to a friend that was dating a total loser because I didn't meet them.
Or CUNT.
What?
See you next Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Babu.
I don't swear, so I won't use the actual word.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm G-rated Rick.
You just did a few minutes ago.
Did I?
Yeah. All I have to say is listen back to the recording later on.
Well, usually I don't believe in swearing.
Whatevs. Bubs.
What?
It's called hypocrisy.
Oh, give me a kiss.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
I don't kiss people that are hypocrites.
I don't either. So give me a kiss. In your case, I'll make an exception.
Hey.
No. Come on, give me a kiss, babe, because you want to. Let's talk about my flag. Let's talk about my guns. Okay. And let's talk about my good book.
Bubs.
What?
Stop it.
But babes, you make the farting noise and the Southern man comes out.
Yeah, but you're the one who came up with that one, Bubs. You're the one who came up with that one on a whim. I don't know where you got that one from.
You think farting is funnier than I think it is.
No, I never. I'm just. It's just a funny thing, Bub. It's not like I like. It's not like I have an obsession with farting or whatever.
All right. Well, I love you. I love my Jaylo and I love my guns.
You don't even have one.
I don't have any guns. Well, then I love my Jaylo. There are three things I love in life. No, there are a few things I love in life. I love my country. I love my good book. I love my flag, and I love my Jaylo.
You don't have a Bible, a flag, at all. So.
Oh, well, there are two things I love.
Oh.
I love my country, and I love my Jaylo.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, we can start with you can stop with that now.
Yes. Something else I love, babes.
What's that?
Is a TV show called The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys. We watched episode 3 yesterday, And I think you're starting to get into the show.
It's possible that it might be growing on me.
Yes.
We'll have to see towards the end of the first season.
Oh, but as of right now, you're starting to dig the characters.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
We watched the episode yesterday without giving it all away. It was the one right after the Huey had killed Translucent. Mm-hmm. And Frenchie, along with Butcher, are cleaning up at the beginning of the episode. Huey wants to go back to his place to grab some clothes.
Yep.
He ends up going kind of apeshit on his bedroom because of, all the memorabilia from the 7. Leaves his dad there. Frenchie hears the noise from the outside of the apartment and tells a story about how he was beaten by his dad.
Because his dad was bipolar.
Yes.
But he doesn't know what happened. Yeah.
Butcher goes to get Mother's milk. We find out that there's some issue with him and Frenchie. Butcher says that he hasn't seen Frenchie in years, which I thought was great. Eventually, Frenchie comes back to the van with Huey, or to the van where they're at. Mm-hmm. And their Mother's Milk and Frenchie are kind of yelling at each other when MM's phone rings, and it's the never gonna give you up.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then they start laughing because it's his phone for his wife. His wife is calling.
I love that scene.
That was funny. I'm like,
they eventually tap.
They tap into A-Train's girlfriend's
apartment. Yeah.
Apartment. Yeah.
And end up blackmailing her after she kills her landlord.
Yes.
Also, Huey gets your girl Starlight's number at this event, and Starlight was not fired for beating up the 2 guys in the last episode.
Right.
Because the lady who was about to get date raped comes forward.
And thanks her.
Yeah. And that's a good summation of the episode, I think.
Yes, it is. It's a very, I thought you summarized it very well, actually.
What do you think of Butcher's ability to get people to join his team?
I don't know if I like it. I mean, he shows up at that FBI ladies. I mentioned that before. Yeah. He shows up to the prison where was it the prison that Mother's Milk was working at?
It's either it's some sort of correctional facility.
Yeah.
It could be an out prison thing.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like convincing him to join because he's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen Frenchie in years.
Yeah.
Okay. But Mother's Milk, which is kind of a weird name for a guy.
Yeah.
Strikes me as being, he seems kind of like a Huey character, if like somewhat like Huey.
Except a little bit more together, but I hear what you're saying.
A little bit more together because I'm guessing Huey's younger than all of them.
Yes.
And, they're kind of taking...
Oh, your phone. But keep going.
I know. Taking them... taking him under their wing. Mm-hmm. Under their wings, right? So he's kind of... in some ways, he's kind of along for the ride. And he's like, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. This is weird. I just killed somebody. I never thought I was going to do that. But at the same time, Translucent was very dangerous. And he was not one of the good guys.
Yeah.
He could have killed, he could have, he could have killed somebody else. So I think he felt like he had to do what he had to do. And he also said that he felt a rush with the detonator in his hand.
I felt that was very honest.
I thought it was honest. I don't know if I would have admitted it, but I thought it was honest.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know about Butcher and Frenchie yet. I wouldn't say that they were good, but I also think in some ways they might be because of how they're so against the 7 and they want to ruin the 7, mm-hmm. take them down.
Yeah.
Because most of them, with the exception of Starlight, are really, really bad heroes. So
I think Maeve is complicated.
Yeah.
Is
she?
I also have the luxury of having watched all the episodes that are currently out.
Mm-hmm.
So she's more complicated, but she's not as good as Starlight.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, in my opinion.
Yeah. I do like Starlight so far because she doesn't seem like the kind of person that wants to compromise. And it doesn't matter to her that she's a part of the Seven because she's already noticing that the Seven is really corrupt.
And the few times where you see her compromise, she almost immediately regrets it.
Yeah, she's like, oh, no. Yeah. And it seems like it's she seems like a genuine character to me. And the way that she was handling that, encounter with that child. Yeah,
there's this little girl who wants her autograph, and Starlight agrees to take a picture with her. By this point, Starlight has a new uniform,
and these guys are these guys are openly heckling her.
Yep.
They're catcalling her, and she goes to the girl and she says, "You know what? Actually, save your money because you look better with that uniform on."
Because the little girl wanted to get the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Starlight was not happy with it, with the new one. Yeah.
Yes. And that's her way of fighting back against the system. Right. Like, okay, she's not going to change. She's not going to necessarily go back to the old uniform, but she can at least tell the little girl, hey, you don't have to dress like this.
Yeah.
And people find ways to fight the system that aren't as overt as we would like. So it's cool to look at somebody like Butcher and Frenchie and say, yeah, they're really going after the man, and completely dismiss people who do it in a more subtle way. But we need both in our society. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the person who's doing stuff from within the system to kind of like take it down in their own way, or take it down a notch?
I think you mean the people that are doing things behind the system to take it down?
Behind the scenes. And maybe they're not planning to destroy the system or destroy a certain organization, but they're doing what they think they can do to sort of, reduce its power, even if it's small acts.
Oh, I think that, depending on where they are, right? Like, for example, okay, the establishment.
Yeah.
On both sides. Don't like it. A lot of them should have been out a long time ago.
Absolutely.
And I honestly think that there are people that are behind the scenes that have to work in the establishment that really want to expose these people for the corrupt people that they are.
Yeah.
And I say more power to them. If they can do that, if we have more people standing up against these people that are not for the good of the citizens, then by all means do what you can.
Yeah, it's like Edward Snowden for sure is an American hero, but how many other people maybe helped him along the way who didn't go as far as he did?
Right. Now, I guess. Well, I don't know if I should even bring up his name, but there are people that are working behind the scenes. I won't bring up his name, but there are people that are working behind the scenes that are actually trying to expose the corruptness, and they don't want to be identified.
Yeah.
And the reason why they don't want to be identified is, I don't know, their history, their past, and I would consider them underdogs, right? Would you say?
It's possible.
Misfits, underdogs, whatever you want to call them.
But then there are other people who join the system, and usually what happens is people want to change it, and the system ends up changing that person.
Right. But I think it's the people that are willing to step out of that, to do what they could to step further and further away from the system and really call them out on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I really admire those people. I really do.
Something I heard Ice Cube say once, as you know, when he was a younger man, at least when it came to his music, it did not seem like he was the biggest fan of the police system. And he did the song Fuck the Police with NWA. He said in an interview that a lot of policemen have come up to him and said, I love that song, and that actually inspired me to become a cop because I wanted to change the system. And something I've thought to myself is, I wonder how many kids grew up listening to that song, became cops, and maybe they didn't like kill any black people for no reason, but maybe they looked the other way when it was going on. And the system changed them in a weird way. I don't know if that's...
Wasn't there a song called Fight the Power?
That's Public Enemy, yeah.
Right. It kind of reminds me of, also reminds me, I can't talk.
Go ahead.
It also reminds me of Fight the Power. And I guess you could take it the way you want it, but I'm guessing it's like, maybe talking about fighting the powers that be, right?
Yeah, the establishment.
Yeah, fight the power. Fight the powers that be, right?
Fight the people who are in control of this country.
And it's a corruption, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not really an Ice Cube person.
I am, but go ahead.
I know. And I'm not really a Public Enemy person. But I really admire people that are willing to work behind the scenes and expose what needs to come out because no one's talking about or people are choosing not to talk about it.
Well, we need both. We need somebody like Ice Cube who's willing to say fuck the police, and we need the people who are inspired that to become police officers and who are going to expose corruption or help others expose it. We need both in our system, And it brings up an interesting question. Can we ever have a system that's not corrupt?
I think there's always going to be corruption.
Yeah.
Because we are fallen people. We are flawed people. There's always going to be some kind of corruption. Because we are not, we were not made to be immortal beings.
Yeah, and it's like, in some ways, that's, I think, why I respond to The Boys. Because you could say that Vought and the Seven represent the establishment. Mm-hmm. And their fans represent the people who are lemmings. Mm-hmm. Huey and his crew represent the people who are fighting the establishment.
Let me ask you a question, because I know I just started watching it with you.
Go ahead.
But does Vought have other groups of heroes besides the Seven, or is there?
Oh yeah, but the Seven are like the top of the top.
What are the other groups?
You don't really see them, but they're working on a spin-off show right now. But you just hear about these superheroes who are not as big as Homelander, for example.
Right, but they're working with a different group.
Yeah, so or they're working by themselves, but they're doing things.
But they're not a part of the Seven.
Exactly. So if you remember in the first episode, Madeline is talking with the mayor of Baltimore about lending out, I think it's the Nubian Prince to Baltimore. Now, we don't see Nubian Prince again, but it's good that we hear about him in that episode because it shows us that there are other superheroes that Vault has.
There are other superheroes, but their main group is the Seven that they represent.
That Vault. I can never pronounce it right, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
That Vought represents.
Yes, exactly. Vought has all the superheroes.
Okay. Well, I mean, are those other groups of superheroes managed by somebody else in Vought?
Yeah, I mean, they don't go into the specifics, at least not so far, but the way I understand it is Madeline kind of works with all the superheroes, but primarily her work is with the Seven and the more well-known, and people below her handle the day-to-day issues with other superheroes. And maybe they talk to her once a week about, okay, this is what's going on with the other superheroes on the East Coast. She delegates responsibility.
Okay.
But she's in charge of the superheroes.
I really don't like Madeline Stillwell, but I really think Elizabeth Shue does a really good job. I mean,
she's awesome.
If she really wanted to portray a really corrupt person in Vought than she really did, because I don't like her character. She's so shady. And so is Homelander.
Yes.
The guy who plays Homelander is amazing, but I don't like his character.
I like it too because Homelander doesn't see himself as a villain.
No, not at all.
He believes his own press release that he's the good guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he teams up with the police to help save people or whatever, mm-hmm. but he's really a killer. And
yes.
But the people who play the villains they must be really good, because it really is believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it because even Homelander will do a good deed, right? He has rescued people.
Rescued people, yeah.
Even the villains are good
mm-hmm.
on occasion. Just not as often as people.
Kind of sounds like Ted Bundy.
That's right. You're friends.
He's not my friend.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
Not even Al Bundy.
Oh my goodness. yes. Well, good.
You know what have been okay? This is a weird thing I just thought of.
Go ahead, and this is Alana's thought, not mine.
Instead of Mark Harmon playing Ted Bundy in a movie, what if Ed O'Neill played him?
That would be interesting. I think he's a little bit too old now, but
yeah, he would be a little too old.
Well, maybe they could do a cartoon version of Ted Bundy. So.
I don't think so.
Oh, I hope you don't have the vid.
I don't.
Okay, good.
I don't.
Well, good.
No, I just went to the doctors and I'm in good health, Bubs.
Right, but you can catch the vid.
I know, Bubs. I know.
All right. Okay, babes. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Anywho, we got a little bit in the weeds here.
Yes. Yeah, whoa.
So, we decided to, after we had our leftover burritos, which were really good, turned out delicious, we watched 2 Clint Eastwood movies.
One is a classic, and the other one is new.
Yeah, really new, but not too sure about that one.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the Unforgiven, or would you like me to get the recap?
I think you should.
Okay. So it starts off, there is this girl in the brothel, and she kind of laughs at this guy's small units, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He goes all apeshit and attacks her. Little Bill, who's played by Gene Hackman and is the sheriff of this town, comes to the brothel and gives basically a very weak punishment to the guy.
And he's a very corrupt sheriff. I mean, we find that out pretty quickly.
I don't know.
Well, maybe later on, but
I don't know if I'd say he's corrupt.
You don't think so?
We'll get to that when we do character analysis, but I think Little Bill is full of himself more than he's corrupt.
Okay.
He's still, that doesn't make him a good guy.
Okay.
But we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
And these girls are mad. They're like, he attacked one of our own. That means that anybody could come after us, and Little Bill would just look the other way.
Uh-huh.
We have to do something about this.
Yep.
They pull their money together and come up with $1,000 for whoever will kill the 2 guys who were involved with this incident. Because I believe one of this guy's friends just looked at what was going on.
Yes.
And didn't do anything. I could have that incorrect. But this young guy, I don't know his name.
He calls himself the Schofield Kid.
Yes. And he is hiding the fact that he is, I don't know if he's blind or if he's going blind, but he has some vision issues.
Yeah, he can't see as far as he said he could.
Decides that he wants to collaborate with a man named William Money, who has a reputation for being the killer of women and children from back in the day. But since then, he has found the Lord. He was married, has a couple of youngins.
His wife kind of helped him
stop his sinning,
stop his drinking
and cussing.
I don't know if he was actually a saved man, but I think that his wife helped him with that.
Unfortunately, It was the Old West. She caught a disease.
She died, yeah.
Yep.
She died.
So this kid goes over, meets William Money, and he has to think about it, and he's not really sure, but he decides to do it for his kin and put some money away for them since he has their paw.
Are you talking in a southern accent?
Sorry, babes. I just fall into it sometimes.
Your paw.
And this film is based in Wyoming, I believe, so it's not even the South. But
it's not. It's more like I think it's like the Southwest or something.
yeah. Eventually, he gets on top of his horse after some problems. I love that scene.
Oh, when the horse is like fidgeting and running around.
They're
him.
going around in circles. There's something about that scene that I really enjoy.
Funny scene?
Yes.
Okay.
William Money decides that he needs to get his friend Ned in on this. Because Ned is just an all-around good guy.
Yes.
Played by one of my favorite actors.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
He's very good in this movie, actually.
And it's interesting. I hate when people bring up race.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it is interesting that Morgan Freeman, a black actor, is playing a character that is Clint Eastwood's equal.
Yes.
In a film that I believe is based in the Old West.
Uh-huh.
In like 1880.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that, I guess I didn't think too much about it until the middle of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In any event, Ned realizes that the Cincinnati kid?
Schofield kid.
Schofield kid.
I'm guessing because he has a Schofield gun.
Okay. Is blind.
Yeah.
And the kid also likes to exaggerate his accomplishments.
He kept telling them that he killed 5 men.
Yeah. Eventually, they end up at the town. Ned and Schofield go to have some fun with the ladies.
Yes.
By now, Gene Hackman has arrested this writer, and the writer has become enamored with him.
Uh-huh.
So there's a rule in this town. When you get there, you have to surrender all your weapons. But William Money didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So Little Bill comes to the saloon and says you have to surrender your weapon. Clint Eastwood doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is eventually forced out of the town. Ned and Schofield kid follow him. But Clint Eastwood is badly hurt.
Yep.
Right? Nurse him back to health. And Ned says, I'm going to go my own way. William explains, we're going to get these guys killed, and then we're going to get you your share of the money.
Yep.
So they eventually kill the homeboys who were guilty of the crime, get the cash, and the lady who gives it to them says they captured Ned, and Gene Hackman beat him to death.
He's pretty much dead now.
Oh, and then that does not go good with your buddy Will.
No, he's very upset.
Goes back to the town.
Drinks a lot of whiskey.
Kills pretty much all of the sheriffs and Little Bill. And I love this scene at the end where he's leaving the town and he's just yelling at the folks who are left. He's like, you better bury Ned right. And if you don't, I'm going to come back and I'm going to burn this whole town to the ground. Oh, that gets me every time I watch it because it's like a man defending his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the end of the movie.
And he probably has PTSD, and the kid probably does too because he did shoot somebody and killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't my favorite film. Now, a lot of people say that this isn't just Clint Eastwood's best movie, but it's maybe the best Western ever made.
Mm.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'd give it an 8. I think it's a really good movie. And is high up there on Clint Eastwood's filmography. What did you think of it?
I told you this before we did this episode. I personally thought that Pale Rider was better. Just because I thought that it was cool that... I know that Pale Rider was like the outlaw Josie Wales, which I honestly think was one of the best movies the best movie that we both saw together.
As far as Clint Eastwood films go. I agree.
But I think because Pale Rider reminded me so much of the outlaw Josie Wales, I liked it better than Unforgiven. And also because I just couldn't imagine Clint Eastwood being someone that would go through all this with his wife dying, his kids aren't there. He's traveled to this town and got into all this mess with the finding out about the woman that was cut up and all that, and that he would end the movie saying, I'll kill everybody within shooting range.
Yeah.
Every man, woman, and child that tries to, come.
He basically said, if you try to come after me, I'll kill you, and then I'll kill your wife.
Right, exactly. I'll kill you, I'll kill you. And I guess it was hard for me to think of Clint Eastwood as somebody that would want to purposely kill men and their wives.
I don't think that he wants to, but I think what he's trying to say is, be careful if you come after me because you're not going to like the consequences.
Right. And it's possible that he was going through PTSD as well.
Absolutely. See, I completely agree with you that The Outlaw Josie Wales is the best Clint Eastwood movie we've seen.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I think Pale Rider is a very good movie, but not a great one, is because it feels so much like The Outlaw Josie Wales. And for me, that's good because it's a good movie, but it doesn't really establish its own identity because of that. Where I feel like Unforgiven is really its own film. It's not a continuation of another movie.
I think it's also because I like mysterious characters.
I do too.
I think that Clint Eastwood does such a good job as playing the mysterious gun-toting man.
Yeah.
Gun-toting cowboy. Or
whoever
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy or not,
Or photographer, if you ask Meryl Streep.
Photographer?
Gun-toting photographer, because he played a photographer in Bridges in Madison County.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Yes.
That's right.
I really like this movie, and I like how crazy he gets at the end. Because he's also so upset that they couldn't respect Ned. They couldn't treat him like a human being. That they had to resort to killing him. That's the whole reason he goes back to kill Little Bill and the men.
Yeah, just like how that one guy almost killed that girl. Didn't treat her like a human being.
Yep.
Disregard for human life.
Let me talk about Little Bill a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit about Little. He's a bad guy. But I think it's because he believes his own hype. Right? So it's not that he just likes to go around beating people up. It's that he thinks that he's earned the right to say what the rules are. And he doesn't believe that any man is above him. Does that make any sense?
I think so.
Tell me your thoughts on what I just said.
No, I think you're spot on. I don't really disagree with you on that one.
Because even when that one guy comes to town and doesn't want to surrender his guns and he puts him in jail.
Right,
there's a scene where it looks like Little Bill is going to kill him in prison.
Right,
And he ends up just letting him go with a warning.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy, but he's not as bad as some people think he is. If that makes any sense. And in some ways that makes him even worse because he's not the mustache twirling villain.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
There's so much depth to this character.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And could you explain that part? Remember when he lets English Bob go?
Yeah.
What happens with because you're talking about the writer, how it humiliated the writer to see that happen.
It humiliated English Bob, not the writer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because a couple scenes earlier, they're in the jail.
Yeah.
And Gene Hackman is reading the book that the writer wrote about English Bob.
Right,
And a particular incident, Gene Hackman says, I was there, and that's not how it went.
Yeah.
He goes into this whole thing, and eventually he says, okay, I'm going to hand you my gun. And you're going to see that it's harder to aim it at me than you think it is.
Right.
And then he says, okay, well, now go over there and hand it to English Bob.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
Yeah.
And English Bob doesn't want to take the gun. And eventually, your man walks over, Little Bill, takes the gun from English Bob, takes the bullets out, and says, "You were right not to aim it, not to shoot me. I would have killed you."
Yeah.
Right? And he basically just humiliates English Bob, who has this rep as being this gun slinging dude who could fight anybody.
Right. Okay.
That was my interpretation of the scene.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
You never see English Bob afterwards.
After he's taken away from the town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The implication that I got is that the writer at the end of this movie is going to write a book about William Money. And about what a badass he is.
I guess, yeah.
What do you think of my thought?
Like I said, you're spot on.
What does this film say about the bonds of friendship?
There are some friends that stick closer than a brother.
Would you ever go to a town and threaten to kill women and children if they didn't bury your friend right?
No.
Okay.
That's a little too extreme.
It seems more like a guy thing.
That's a guy thing.
Okay.
No. That's a guy thing.
Yes.
I wouldn't do that.
You better bury my friend, okay?
You better bury my friend. She likes that one dress.
Oh my goodness. What did you think? Did you feel the power of that scene at the end where William is just yelling at the townspeople as he leaves?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a little bit shocked, I guess, because I've seen him in other westerns and he wasn't like that, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do a good job either.
I want to talk about the idea of people's calling in life, right?
Okay.
So some people, if we believe that there is a calling for people in life, right? That it's preordained, or that you're best when you do this particular thing.
Right.
Some people are called to be ministers. Other people are called to be artists. But it feels like William's calling in life is to be a killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know that would even consider it a calling. Maybe he thinks it's his duty, not so much a calling.
Okay. Like he has to do it for his friends.
Right. I don't think it's a calling. I mean, nobody would ever say, "Hey, I want to be a killer when I grow up."
Nobody would ever say that, but do you think God would ever say, "My intention in making this person is that one day he will be a good killer"?
No, because he also says, "Thou shalt not kill."
But maybe
he judges people for the blood of the innocent. It's not like you're killing somebody for self-defense, that you're killing someone out of cold blood.
Well, what is innocent? So if I'm a sheriff and I kill somebody, but they're not really a criminal, and then somebody comes and kills me, am I innocent because I wasn't killing that person at the time I was killed?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
And I have the law behind me?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be innocent though.
Okay.
Because if a sheriff goes, if the sheriff abuses his power and kills somebody that wasn't a criminal, then there's something wrong there.
Yeah. And that's what he did to Ned.
And then the guy goes and kills him because he killed his friend. I don't know.
Do you think William was right to kill Little Bill?
I'm not too sure about that either.
Oh.
I wonder, would Little Bill have killed other people besides Ned, though?
He has.
Oh,
we don't see it, but it's implied that
he has. People. But maybe, it's possible that Will was protecting everybody else from being killed by the sheriff.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't know.
And there's even a scene where he's beating Ned and he says, "Your lies aren't going to match up with them. There's Ned. And then I'm going to hurt you really bad." Not like before. But he's kind of saying it to if you give me the information I need, I won't have to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
What would you give this movie on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'd at least give it a strong 7.
Would you recommend it to anybody in your family?
Yes, I would. Why do you keep asking me that?
Because I'm interested.
Yes, I would.
And
I don't know what my pitch would be. Why do you keep asking me that?
Because I want to know. I want you to think about how you sell a movie to somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I don't even have to sell it.
Oh. Hey, go see this movie, okay? Get some popcorn and discover it for yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my badness.
Uh-oh.
Is there anything else you want to say about The Unforgiven?
Why'd you do it to my leg?
I just took my finger and ran it down and then up.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know. Getting back to the movie, babes.
No, I don't have anything to say, but it is good.
Nice. And then we saw another movie.
Cry Macho. That was an interesting one.
That made me feel like maybe it is time for Clint Eastwood to retire. Maybe he doesn't still have it. Oh, you just spoke.
Excuse me.
Yes. Do you want to talk about Cry Jaylo?
Cry Macho.
Macho.
Okay. So this is a movie that the both of us were like, huh? At several times.
Yeah. By the way, it's not all bad. But there's a lot of
fun parts.
There are some good scenes in the movie, but there's a lot of like, ooh, that was questionable.
There were some holes in it.
Yes, to put it lightly.
So basically, Mike is the guy that Clint Eastwood plays. He's really old now. He's in his 90s, by the way.
Yep.
He used to work as a rodeo star. Used to ride horses a lot in his younger days. And I think he was working for this guy.
Howard, I think.
What's his name?
I think his name was Howard.
No, it wasn't Howard.
Okay, in the book it's Howard.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the guy's name. Anyway, maybe it is. What, did you read the book already?
I've read the first few chapters.
Okay. And he was working for this guy as a rodeo person, right?
Yes.
And he got fired because he was late.
No.
Think, right?
What happened was he was a big star, but he had an accident. So he had to quit performing.
Yeah.
But Howard, or his boss, still helped him out with his bills and whatnot.
Right. And people were telling him not to do that.
Mm-hmm. By the way, can I say something real quick?
What?
At least at the part I am in the book, maybe it'll change. The character that Clint Eastwood plays in the movie is 38.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm at the beginning of the book, but it's interesting casting, to say the least.
That is interesting casting.
Yes.
Because Clint Eastwood is definitely not 38.
No.
He's an old man.
Yes.
Well, Howard goes to his house, or whatever his name is.
Yep.
And says, look, you owe me, okay? I know that I fired you, but you owe me because I've been paying your bills. I know you got into an accident, but I need you to go to Mexico City and get my son because his mother is really crazy. He's been, he's gotten beaten up. He's been abused. I want you to get him out of there because I want him to live with me. And he's like, you really, really owe me one,
yeah.
Mike. And I want you to do this for me. He's like, all right, I'll do it. He drives her, right?
Yeah, he does.
He drives to Mexico City. Somehow, this is where I don't understand. He finds this hotel and meets
the boss's ex, who I think is running the hotel.
Yeah, she's running the hotel. Somehow figures out that the woman is Letta, who is the mother of his child, that guy's child.
Because I believe the boss just gives him a picture of the son and some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she's telling him, look, you're wasting your time. My son is wild. I can't find him. He's on the streets and sometimes he goes to chicken fights. You aren't going to find him. You might as well go home. Mm-hmm. And he's mine. His father left us and
yep.
You might as well just go. Somehow ends up at a chicken fight. Finds out who the kid is.
Wouldn't you know it? The first chicken fight he goes to.
Would you like to chime in, please?
The cops come, kind of break up the event. Clint Eastwood comes by a little bit earlier, sees this bird who we find out is named Macho, but we don't know that at the time. Yep, picks him up.
That's Raphael's chicken.
Yes, and Raphael is the kid, not Sally Jesse.
No, Raphael. I wasn't sure if his name was Raphael or Raffle.
Okay.
Yeah.
In any event, Clint Eastwood says, "If you don't come out here within 5 seconds, I'm killing this chicken." Kid comes out. They go to eat. Mike, the character that Clint Eastwood plays, says, "Hey, your dad wants you back." Kid says, "I'm going to pack."
Yeah.
And just runs off. Right? So Clint Eastwood goes back to the hotel. The wife calls him into her bedroom. And,
his ex, the boss's ex.
Yeah, the boss's ex. Calls him into the bedroom, and it kind of looks for a second like she wants to have sex with him. And then she says, basically, get out of here. He's not coming. Clint Eastwood goes on the road. She has one of her boyfriends follow them.
And what do you know? Who's in the back seat of his car? Macho and Raphael.
And Clint Eastwood pulls to the side of the road and wants to kick Raphael out of the car and just have him walk. But they make some sort of deal, and then hijinks ensue.
Yes.
I don't want to give everything away, but at one point their car gets stolen. They end up at this diner with a grandmother who's probably still 40 years younger than Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, and she really likes she really is really taken
with Mike
and really likes Raphael, and she has 2 little granddaughters.
I think it's more than that. It's like 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, four girls, and those are her granddaughters because their mother has died.
Yes.
And her husband died.
Yes.
In the same year.
Yes.
Who'd have thought?
Around this time, Mike calls his buddy and finds out that the only reason he wants the son back is because
they have investments.
The boss and his wife have property in Mexico, and he wants to use the son as leverage. Mike decides not to tell the kid this right away, but as they're leaving Mexico with the car that they stole, he breaks the news to him. They stop on the side of the road. Kid runs out, but there's cops there who search the car and then take a bribe from Clint Eastwood. Drive to the border. Mike says goodbye to Raphael, who gives Clint Eastwood Macho, and then goes to see his dad. And then Mike goes back and hangs out with the grandma.
Yeah, and then I guess they start a new life together. But
he has his guild and the bird.
Right, and the girls, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a strange movie.
It was.
Because there are so many holes in it, and there were some fun parts to it.
Yeah. It's not all bad.
But
it's not believable.
There was a part where he was teaching Raphael how to ride horses.
Yeah. And I bet Clint Eastwood is probably a very good horse rider.
Yeah, just judging by the way he was instructing the kid.
Well, no, just because he's done so many movies where he's had to ride horses, that he's probably been doing it for decades, even if it's just for film roles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I could believe he knows how to teach somebody how to ride a horse. And I bet Clint Eastwood has actually taught people how to do that before.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not a believable movie.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't.
It isn't believable.
I mean, it's not believable that the one chicken, the Macho attacked that guy that was following him.
Oh, yeah. He attacked the boyfriend and...
Yeah.
And then they grab his car. There's just so many weird holes in this
And
movie.
it's like, why would you carry a chicken around? I know that the chicken's your best friend, but that's a wild animal.
And this is going to sound weird, but I don't think the acting is that good in this movie.
Yeah. I don't think the mom was a good actress.
She was okay.
I mean, she was okay, but I mean...
But I don't want to say this. I've seen better performances from Clint Eastwood.
You don't even think that kid that played Raphael was that good either?
I think there are some scenes where he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some scenes where you can tell that he's acting.
Mm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to give this movie.
I mean, there were some funny one-liners that Clint Eastwood did.
Yeah, there were.
But
his performance overall isn't that
he
good.
wasn't as, virile as he was before. He didn't seem like, I mean, he's obviously very, very old.
Yeah.
But
listen, I respect the fact that he is a 90-plus-year-old man who is able to star and direct a major motion picture. Having said, and it'll be really sad if this is the last movie he ever makes, because it's not the film I would want a great filmmaker to go out on. Having said that, maybe this should be the end.
Right.
Yeah.
His last hurrah, so to speak.
Yes. Would you recommend this movie to anybody?
I wish I could say yes, but no. I don't think so. It's not his best.
No.
He's not on his game.
No.
Not like Unforgiven, Pale Rider, Play Misty for me.
Yeah, it's not on any level of any of the movies.
The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Yeah.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, all good acting in those movies, but not this one. And
I would imagine, even though I haven't seen them, that the Unclean Harold movies are better.
Dirty Harry.
Okay.
Not Unclean. Who's Harold?
Harold is another term for Harry.
Oh.
I would imagine that the Unclean Harold movies are better than this.
Oh, wow.
What?
You're funny.
Thank you, babes. So, it has good stuff in it, but it's not a good movie.
It's not the best. Yeah. I mean, I think the horse riding scenes were kind of fun.
Yeah. And I kind of like some of the scenes where he's just talking with the kid and they're in the car driving.
When did that movie actually
get made?
Yes.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. It could have been 2019, but I want to say it was after COVID, only because Clint Eastwood had a movie that came out at the end of 2019.
Oh, what was it?
It was called Jewel, and it was about what happened with Richard Jewell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
There were just so many things in this movie that were just really strange.
Yes.
I mean, how was Raphael supposed to know where his car was?
Exactly. Well,
and he just happened to be in the backseat with the chicken.
I mean, the biggest leap of faith was, how did Clint Eastwood find Raphael? How was he at the first cockfight? And he has a picture of Raphael when he was 6 years old. And he's able to spot the kid.
Yeah, I mean, because kids look different when they get older.
And how was he able to find the mom so easily?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't understand that.
No.
Yeah.
Not the best movie, babes.
Not the best one.
But we gave it a shot.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of watching Cry Macho, then eat nachos.
Yeah.
Eat nachos, don't watch Cry Macho. Sorry.
What does this film tell us overall about not knowing when to quit?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Clint Eastwood knew that this wasn't his best movie, but he wanted to put something out there because he knew he had to. He was getting too old for this.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Oh.
I'm just guessing. What do you think?
I don't know. I think maybe it's. I don't know. I think maybe he just realizes that he has to keep working or he's going to die. I don't think Clint Eastwood's going to be alive a year from now.
He may not be, because he isn't, he isn't the young buck that he used to be.
Not only that, but I mean, if he's retiring, I think people of his generation put so much of, and I don't know Clint Eastwood, obviously. Mm-hmm. So a lot of this is summation on my part. But I think they put so much of their identity into work that if he's not working, there's not really a reason for him to be around. Yeah. But who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe he'll come out of retirement and star in a remake of The Hangover. Because it's been 10 years since we've had one of those.
Jeez.
Yes. He'll be in The Hangover, the reboot. He'll be the main guy.
I thought The Hangover was a dumb movie.
It was a dumb movie.
I didn't really care for it.
Yes. Would you watch a new Hangover movie if Clint Eastwood was the star?
No, but the only scene I liked about The Hangover was when he was getting his chest waxed.
I don't even remember that scene.
Yes.
Yes. Well, good, babes.
Yeah.
Yes. Jaylo.
Yes.
Did you have any dreams?
No, I didn't.
I did not either.
No.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I can't think of anything at the moment.
All right, well, then I guess we'll end this.
Yeah.
All right. Last chance, babes.
No.
All right. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.